all of you to today's session of economics again. During the last session, we had a look at the circular flow diagram and the participants in the circular flow diagram. If you are doing your metric, I welcome you to this channel. If you are going to metric, I welcome you to this channel. If you're writing your final examination, I also welcome you to this channel. I'm your presenter, Godwin, and like I said, today we will be looking at what the participants in the open economy, or the participants in the economy, how these participants interact with each other in the economy. I would like you to stay tuned and watch this video, and I hope that you learn something out of this. Thank you. Welcome again. Like I was saying, we look at the different types of participants in the economy in my previous video in the circular flow diagram. Now today I bring to you one of the circular flow diagram. In my previous video there wasn't any PowerPoint or anything to indicate the diagram. So this is the diagram, but this diagram represents only two participants in the economy, which is the business sector or the firms, and also the households. Now in my next video, I will try to bring all the 5 participants in the open economy and how they interact with each other. Without much ado, I would like to focus on these 2 participants in the economy. Now, the 2 participants that are here are businesses and households. But before that, there are certain terms that I would like us to understand. There are certain concepts that if we understand them, it would allow us to, to be able to grab the concept better and faster. Now, some of these concepts are strictly, or not some of these concepts are strictly connected to these participants in the economy. They relate to the interactions in the economy. Now, without much ado, I would like to start with one of the key words, which is income. Now, what is income? What is income? All right. With that, I would like to. Thank you and welcome again. Before we continue the discussions on the participants and their interactions in the economy, there are some few concepts that we need to understand. So before I start that, I would like to discuss the concepts in the economy. One of the concepts that we need to understand is income. Now, what is income? Income is the remuneration received with regards to work done, with regards to any work that is done. Now, this comes in the forms of wages, rents, interest, and profits. This comes in the forms of wages, rent, interest, and profit. So if you are going to understand how these factors, or how these participants interact within the economy, you should be understand what is an income. Income can come in the form of wages. It can come in the form of profit can come in the form of rent. All right. Now, you should also understand another key word that we should understand is export. What is export? Exports are goods that are taken from one country and then sent to the other for sale. So if we move goods or any form of services from the borders of our country and take it to another country for sale, that is an export. We can export goods, we can also export services. Now, we also have to understand what is an import. What is an import? Imports are goods and services that are brought from other countries into our country. When we we get goods or we buy goods from other countries. If you are in South Africa or you are in the UK or Australia, and then you import goods from China, Jamaica, America into your own country, that is what? That is an import. All right. Now, for the benefit of everybody, I'm going to take that again, import and export. Imports are goods that we bring into our country for sale, and then exports are goods that we send to other countries for sale. Now, tax. What is tax? Tax is a levy. It's a levy imposed by the government on both individuals and also businesses. Tax, any form of levy that is imposed on businesses and also individuals. That is what we call tax. Now, what is a public goods and services? We also have to know public goods and services. What is a public good? Public goods are goods that are produced by the government or by the state to satisfy or to to feed its its citizens. Goods and services that are produced by the state for the consumption of its citizens. Public goods can be products, they can be infrastructures, they can be any form of resources or services offered by what? By the state. Those are public goods and services. All right. Now that we are on the same page, we also have to understand what is savings. Savings is the part of what? Of income that we put aside for future use. Savings is the part of income that we put aside for future use or that is not part of consumption. When you work, you definitely would like to keep some for raining days. You would likely like to keep some for hard times. Now, that money that you keep for hard times or for raining day is what we call savings. Some other people can put it into any form of investment for future use. It's savings. All right. Now, we also have to look at investments. Investments. Now, investment is what? The flow of money from the financial sector to businesses. Companies such as, let me say, institutions such as banks, they invest money into what? Other businesses. Take, for instance, if you are the owner of Gods and Sons, and then you go in for a loan from, you go in for, yes, any amount of money to from the bank to invest into your business or in order to grow it, we term it as what? As a form of investment from the banks. All right? Okay. Now, we should also know what is what? Factors of production. We should also know factors of production. What is a factors of production? What is a factors of production? Or let me put it, what are the factors of production? Factors of productions, one, it's land. Land is one of the factors of production. Labor is another factors of production. And entrepreneurship is another factor of production. All right. Now, why are we looking at these factors of production? Because these factors of productions are owned by what? The households or by the individuals. They provide these services to government and to businesses. So factors of productions are those those things that are owned by what? Individuals that they offer to what? Government and what? Businesses in exchange for what? For wages or for salaries. I believe by now we understand each other. Now, we also have to look at what is a real flow. If we said real, I mean the word REAL, flow. Real flow. Real flow is the flow of goods and services from what? From the businesses to households. You know, the flow of goods and services. When we talk of goods and services, talk about what? Products. We talk about services from what? Institutions to households. And then we also have to look at money flow. Money flow. Money flow is the flow of what? Money within the participants in the economy. So when you look at the real flow, the flow is how goods and services flows within the participants in the economy. And the money flow is the flow of what? Money between what? The participants in the economy. When we talk of the participants, we're looking at the flow of money from households to businesses, businesses to households, and then again money from households to government, and then money from governments to households. Now, as we discuss the participants within the economy, you will understand these concepts better. That is why maybe in when I'm discussing the participants in the economy, I am going to be using these particular terms, and which you would have to understand. You would have to understand what are these, what real flows and what is a money flow. All right. So these are the small concepts that you should understand. Yeah, you should understand whilst we discuss the participants in the economy. All right. All right. Now let's go to the participants in the economy. We said that in the closed economy there are three participants. We said households is one. We said firms or businesses is another, and then we also discussed what the government. But in the open economy, there are five participants. That is why we added the financial sector and the foreign sector to make it what? Five. So in the open economy, we have households, we have businesses, we have government, we have financial sector, and then we also have what? The foreign sector. Now I want us to look at the interactions between these sectors. Now, with the diagram I showed earlier, we are only going to look at the interactions between households and what? And businesses. What is the relationship, or what relationship do households and businesses have? But I will focus on what? On the households first. Now, the households are the owners of factors of production which they provide to businesses. The households, they are the owners of factors of production that they provide to businesses. Without these factors of production, businesses won't survive. Households are the owners of land. All right. They are the owners of what? They are the owners of labor. They are the owners of entrepreneurship. So if households do not allow businesses or governments to use their land, then there can be no production, or there will be no place for businesses to set up their companies for production. So they are the owners of what? Land. Labor. Every company needs someone to work for them. Therefore, if you have established a business, you would have to purchase or hire the services of the households or individuals to work for you. They now provide these services to your company. Now, this is the labor. This is the labor they are offering your organization or your business. Now, in return for this labor, you pay them what? You pay them wages or salaries, depending upon the terms and conditions of the business. Then you pay them salaries or wages. If the households offer you land, you pay them what we call rent, because you're definitely going to rent the space, either the land or the offices or the property on which you are establishing a business. You have to rent it from these people. So you pay them what? Rent. All right. Now, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the individual skills that is what? Introduced into a business for its sustainability and growth. So if an individual possesses a skill, and then you then hire that skill into your organization, or that person uses his skills to establish what? A business, this skill again is coming from where? From the households or from the individuals. That is why we said individuals or households are the owners of factors of production. All right. Now, again, uh, individually, they buy goods and services from businesses. They buy goods and services from businesses. Whenever we need something as households or individuals, we go to companies. Take, for instance, you need a furniture or a couch. You go to OK Shop to buy them, or you go to the furniture manufacturing shops to buy them. If we need foodstuffs, we go to ShopRite, we go to Boxer, we go to, how do you call it? We go to Choppies to buy these foodstuffs, All right. So we buy what? Goods and services. We also buy insurance products. We buy, how do you call it? We buy, how do you call it? Financial services from all these people. All right. So households, they buy goods and services from what? From businesses. They buy services from financial institutions. They buy services from insurance companies. All right. Now, households, again, they pay tax to the government. Households pay tax to the government. If you have, we have a tax that we call property tax. If you own any asset or any form of building in any part of the world, it depends upon where you're coming from, you need to pay a property tax. So as an individual, we pay tax to the government. Even if you are working, and then you are paid by your employer, even if it's a private company or what, a government company, you still have to pay tax to the government. All right? You still have to pay tax from the government. Tax to the government. These tax are used by the government to build the infrastructures in the country. Now, households, again, they buy from the foreign sector. Households, again, buys from the foreign sector. All right? As individuals, you can order your Gucci, your phone, your mobile phone, your spectacles, your latest designers from abroad. So that is how what households interact with these participants in the economy. That is how they interact with the participants in the economy. Now, let's look at how businesses interact with the participants in the economy. Businesses are the producers of goods and services. We are all aware that companies, they produce goods and services for us. And when they produce goods and services, other businesses buy from other businesses, individuals or households buys from the businesses, government also buys from them, foreign sector buys from them. All right? Yeah. Businesses, again, they import goods into the country for sale. So they are also, their interaction is they buy goods and services from the foreign sector through importation. They also They also send or forward their goods and services to other countries through exportation. All right. So this is how the businesses interact with the economy. Again, businesses equally pay tax to the government. There is no business that is in existence that does not pay tax to the government. So far as you have exceeded a certain percentage that is allowed by the government, you have to pay. It's either you pay VAT or you pay what? You pay a direct tax to the government. All right. We all know that we have direct and indirect taxes. All right. So you pay tax to the government as a company tax, to the government. All right. So we can all see how these two categories interact with the economy. Now, businesses also pay wages. They pay wages and salaries to households, like I alluded before. All right. Businesses also pays wages and salaries. All right. So if you want to actually understand this better, what you do is first take households. look at all the participants in the economy. At least as a metric student or a final year student, you should be able to make at least 5 points each from this. You take the households and then you see what does households contribute to these other 4 participants, apart from they being the owners of the factors of production. How do they interact with businesses? How do they interact with government? How do they interact with the foreign sector? How do they interact with the financial sector? All right. Then again, you take businesses and see how do they interact with households? How do they interact with the foreign sector? Do they interact with the financial sector? And how do they interact with the government? All right. So with that much ado, I would like to end today's video here. I believe very well that we have all understood, or we understand, the relationship or the part that households and businesses play. All right. Now, before I end it, we should know that most of the goods and services that are produced are sold in what? In the product market. All right. So you also need to understand product market. You also need to understand what is a factor market. Factor market is a market where factors of productions are sold. Factor market is a market where factors of productions are sold. And then product markets are markets where goods and services are sold. With that much ado, I would like to end this video here. In my next video, I will discuss the interactions between government, the foreign sector, and the financial institutions. Thank you for watching this video. And please, when you like this video and think that it has made any contribution to your studies, please give it a thumbs up and please share it and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Until we meet again, it's your teacher, Romeo.